everybody. Jerry Kine here, along with my buddy here, Bob Brenner. Say hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
I knew that was going to happen. It just always has and always will. Anyway, we're here for a video podcast here at the Omni Hypnosis Training Center in Deland. And also we're at the University of Alf, as you can see.
That's important.
Who is our
leader, our fearless leader.
Our fearless leader,
He is the inspiration.
All-knowing. All-knowing about everything.
For everything we've done here. And he's answered a few questions for us and asked us to relate them.
Well, he asked us, Alf was reading our final examination that we give to students at the end of a class.
Oh, wait, we don't want to tell them that's where it came from.
Well, it don't matter. We're going to, we're not giving them all. We can give them one or two.
Okay. All right.
No big deal.
All right.
And this is not a big one anyway.
Okay. Well, I think it is.
Well, what do you know?
I think it's an important one because a lot of people confuse it, and they're taught this in so many schools.
See what I got to put up with all the time?
They're taught wrong, and you want to know the right answers, don't you? Say
right.
Yes. Okay. So
and so Alf asked us to go over this particular question with you.
And what was the question?
He wanted to know about Pavlovian theories.
Wasn't he a pizza maker in Italy? That's not the Pavlovian.
A scotch with lemon. Make a Johnny Walker red. That would be very nice.
Oh, okay. I thought that's who it was. No, it wasn't him?
Well, we know Pavlovian theories are based on the law of conditioned reflex. And, Pavlov was this Russian individual.
Oh, that's right. He was the Russian.
Yeah, the Russian.
He wasn't a pizza maker.
And everybody understands what his program was and what this event happened. And what happened was Pavlov set out food, rang a bell by a dog, and the dog salivated and case closed. That's what most people think it is. But that's not all of it.
It's not.
No, because the dog learned that when the bell rang, that the food was out really quick. I mean, it took him really quick.
Hey, it wasn't a dumb dog. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, to salivate. Man, I mean, 3 or 4 times.
Hey, put a steak in front of me, ring a bell, I'll start salivating.
Make it a double.
Hey, I'm just, understanding this. So, Pavlov, the whole theory was based on...
Pavlo, you schmuck.
Pavlov's a pizza guy. Okay, Pavlov.
Anyway, everybody thinks that's what the experiment was, but that doesn't tell us anything. The real experiment, and the question was, how long did it take the dog to unlearn that when the bell rang, there was no food out there?
Fearless leader, student of Alf, tell us, how long did it take?
About 14 times longer than learning that the bell rang when there was food there. With that...
Why would that be?
Because we are reluctant, whether we're the dog, like our little critter down there, or whether we're humans, to give up the anticipation of pleasure.
Oh.
Do you remember pleasure? No, I don't. We're married.
That's right.
Yeah, I forget that. In any event, the concept that pleasure is possibly there, we are so reluctant to give this up. It's unbelievable. But how does this relate to our profession, to hypnosis? Well,
could it have something to do with compounding of suggestion?
Well, that sounds reasonable. In other words, what you're saying is...
What am I saying? Because I don't know.
The longer a suggestion is in the subconscious mind, and the longer there's a response to that suggestion, the more powerful that suggestion becomes. Ergo, the more difficult it is, the longer it's in there and the stronger it gets, to eliminate it to a new suggestion or a new outlook on...
That sounds pretty good, but...
And we give a guarantee with this car over here.
Okay, now, all right, so now we understand. So a client comes to us who's been salivating too long when bells ring. How do we break them of that?
Well, the same way they got into that pot of trouble in the first place. Now, if we're dealing with a direct suggestion situation like smoking or light weight loss or fingernail biting or plotting against your mother-in-law, these type of normal things that we deal with, then direct suggestion will be effective, but you just can't give them the suggestion and expect it to have any effect.
And why is that?
Because it's light. That suggestion is in there strong from being repeated all those times.
Oh, okay. I think I'm getting this.
Well, why me?
Is there an easier way to do it?
Let me help you with this. So the way you get it out of there, again, is by doing the same thing that got it in there in the first place, is by compounding it over and over and over again. For example, I am a non-smoker, I'll be a non-smoker the rest of my life. Repeat that 15, 16, 20 times to the individual.
You're trying, actually it sounds like you're almost trying to compound it twice as many times it was first to get it out and then to get the new suggestion in.
I think that's an accurate way to look at it.
I think that sounds reasonable to me.
So by learning the law of compounding, and of course this is just a little overview, we don't have time to teach the law of compounding, because we use direct drive techniques, we use the compounding of the phrases, of the sentences, and a lot of different variables. We do a summation compounding, and we do a post-hypnotic interview compounding, which is always done in direct suggestion kind of stuff. And that's how you get rid of them. You blow that stuff up by overpowering it.
Would there be another way of doing it?
I don't know, do you?
Well, it would seem to me, if you could go back to the first time they did that, maybe you could change the response right there.
Well, that's not talking about a direct suggestion section,
I thought we were talking about the pizza guy.
Why don't you talk about the alternative way to do this?
Well, the alternative way, to me, would seem, and Alf, by the way, agrees with this, so it's got to be right, that you would get them into a state that we're familiar with called somnambulism, and those of you that don't know what somnambulism is.
Or it could be a city called Cleveland.
It could be. It could be, as long as you're not physically there, it would work very well to get them into Cleveland.
I see.
Or ultra high, but that's going into something totally different.
Get back on the subject.
What you want to do is get them in that state and then let their inner mind go back to the first time they ever had the bell go off with the steak or whatever it is you're trying to undo. Once you're there, just have the subconscious realize it doesn't need to salivate because the steak's not going to always be there.
For me, it would be a dusty road Sunday.
Yes, it would.
They don't know what a dusty road Sunday is.
Well, some of them might. Some of them might be older than dirt like you.
Let us know if you know what a dusty road Sunday is.
Write us a letter and say, hey, we know what it is.
And if not, in our next podcast, we'll tell you what it is.
Maybe.
You
got to understand, we're old. We may forget.
I'm like the dog on the beans commercial. It's always trying to sell a recipe.
Oh, I know.
And
Duke.
And the Dusty Road recipe.
Okay. But anyway,
I'm reluctant to give it up.
I know you are.
Yeah.
But Alf and Mandy down there are four-legged friends.
So you're saying regress back to the event?
Regress the cause, clear it out, and then just show them that now they don't have that problem. They can hear a bell ring and they don't salivate, or whatever, again, the situation.
So there is more than one way.
Yes.
To work with these different things.
I would say more than one way to skin a cat, but when we say that word, Alf gets wild.
Alf gets very nervous.
Loves cats.
Yeah, he loves eat cats.
Yes. That's his favorite appetite, favorite dinner.
All right. In ending this podcast, now that we've covered that, we'll end with a trivia question about Alf. For those of you who know, he had a nationwide TV show a number of years ago. And if you want to win a prize, all you have to do is email us with this correct to the answer to this question. What was the name of Alf's girlfriend? Again, what was the name of Alf's girlfriend?
And a little hint. They made a song about her name.
Don't give away the store.
That's just a hint. Now, and you send that email to the schoolofalphology.com. Correct? www.theschoolofalphology@alphology.com.
I think that's right. I don't know. He's building the webpage, so we'll see what happens with that.
But anyway, Y'all have a good
Or
one.
you can call it into that number you mentioned on another podcast.
888-555-888.
That's right.
That's the one? All right.
That's the one.
And, all right, I think it's time. Say goodbye, Jerry.
Goodbye, Jerry. Say goodbye, Bob.
Goodbye, Bob.
And we'll see you
Bye, Elf.
the next time here at the School of Alphology, located within the Omni Hypnosis Training Center. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.